Hello and welcome to the Sports Social Club. I'm Jessica,
I'm Alex.
and we are here today to talk about some sports. So let's get it started. Today we have the greatest day of the year, and that is the Super Bowl.
Maybe the day of the year for some. I don't know if
For
it's
some, that's true.
my greatest day of the year, especially when it's the Eagles versus the Chiefs.
That's true.
I think this year, majority of people, other than maybe Chiefs and Eagles fans, would agree this is not our ideal matchup.
No, it's probably the worst case scenario.
I was talking with some coworkers yesterday, and we're like, yeah, like we would have preferred the Lions, the Commanders, the Bills, and one of the guys that I was there, he's like, well, I'm like from Kansas City, and we're like, okay, well, maybe you're the exception that you didn't want the Chiefs or whatever.
Yep, no, that's true. I think this year it's the commercials are going to be more exciting,
Hopefully.
but hopefully it's a good game in general. I saw a stat that was like all three of the last Super Bowls that Patrick Mahomes has played in, they've come behind by at least 10
Oh,
points. And
interesting.
so, yeah, so it'll be interesting to see like are the Eagles going to be able to get ahead enough? And if so, is that going to even stop Patrick Mahomes?
Probably not.
Probably not. He's a god,
Unless he gets
honestly.
hurt.
That's true. But like I would never wish that on anyone.
Never, never, of course not.
but but today it looks like the Kansas City Chiefs are now the spread is by one. So
Oh,
pretty close even.
yeah.
That's a good matchup. And then also the over under opened at 49 and a half, but it's looking like it's now 48 and a half. So not
Okay.
much change from when it opened.
Yeah.
That's
I
kind of good.
saw a graphic on Instagram that was like, when commentators like make their picks and then it shows the little graphic at the bottom of like who their pick was. I saw it from Get Up, and it was like at one point they were Chiefs across the board. And then another time they talked about it, they were Eagles across the board. And I was like, well, okay, I guess we're just, who knows, 50-50.
That's exactly. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like who everyone wants. I was watching the NFL the Sunday countdown, and it's like everyone's so back forth, back forth.
Yeah.
There's because I think just no one's excited. It's like they
No.
have to try to make it exciting somehow.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, like when the Patriots were really good or like when the Warriors were really good, it's like, oh, they're in the championship again. I guess we're
Yep.
gonna watch this.
Yeah, it's not exciting. Well, I don't know. I liked having the Patriots kind of
Well,
nice, but I liked having them good. But I love Tom Brady, so
is he calling this game? Do you know?
yes, yes. Unfortunately,
Yeah, you're not a
um,
Tom Brady commentator fan.
not a commentator fan. I think the man needs to stick to playing football, but but or just anything else. But yeah, no, he's not. I'm not a fan, and also I just think he's at a disadvantage when it comes to being like the minority owner of the Raiders and not being able
Mm,
to go into these facilities and actually do like research and conversations and everything. Like it makes it like it's more boring.
yeah.
He can't have the fun like the same even as like Greg Olson. I love Greg Olson
Hmm.
commentating, but he's able to go in there whereas Tom Brady can't. So he just starts talking about nothing.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's when you get them starting to talk about like, oh, their uniforms and oh, this on the field and what and like,
yeah.
oh yeah, that squirrel just ran across. Well, like, okay, I get it, but
It's exactly. And it's looking like the injury updates for today. Brandon Graham is back. He's a defensive end for the Eagles, which is big time because they need that up front. So that's awesome. People were worried that he wasn't going to be back in time, and
yeah,
so that's pretty solid. But the rest of their O line is they're solid. So it's going to be good matchup on both sides for the Eagles now.
that's good.
Whereas Mahomes, like they couldn't get Hardman or Rashi Rice back at all. But they did as in Sky Moore
Mm.
is also questionable. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see the magician work, but yeah. But yeah, and so I know you had some world records that you wanted to talk about, some big news.
Yes. So, throughout the year, there's a few different like big track meets that happen, and just recently, I think it was yesterday, was the Millrose Games, which is a big indoor track and field meet that's hosted in New York. And there were two world records that were set, indoor world records. Yard Nuguse broke the indoor mile world record. He ran a 3:46.63, which is, I can't even like understand like how fast that is. And like I'm watching the video, I didn't see it live, but like I saw the replay of it, and it looks like they're not even trying, but you know they're absolutely flying if they're running a 3:46. And you're watching him and he's like, it's like he's jogging. And if I was like running on the track with him, like you probably wouldn't even see me because he'd run past me so fast. So that was insane. And it was actually a really close race between him and Hobbs Kessler. So it's like everybody's saying like, oh, you know, Yard Nuguse broke the world record. Like it was incredible. But it was like, they were like right at the tape together. So Hobbs Kessler was right there. Like if Yard Nuguse wasn't racing, Hobbs Kessler also would have broken the world record.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was wild. And then Grant Fisher broke the 3,000 meter world record, and he ran a 7:22.91. Again, crazy fast. Him and Cole Hawker, same kind of situation where they were running it together really fast. Cole Hawker is typically like a mile or 1,500 runner. And Grant Fisher, he went to the Olympics in, it was either the 5 or the 10K. I can't remember. Maybe both. But so Cole Hawker was trying to prove himself that he can run these longer distances. And him and Grant Fisher were like head to head the whole way. And then Cole Hawker started to take off and they were like, oh, he's got it. And then right at the end, Grant Fisher came around and he won. Again, 7:22.91. Crazy fast. And when they're in the indoors, the track is smaller. I think it's only like 200 meters. So they're just doing lap after
going
lap
around
after lap. I'm like, insane.
Oh my God. What's your fastest mile?
Ever, like 6 something.
Yeah. Mine was 6:24.
Yeah, and it's probably like prime in your soccer time.
That was high school soccer, because in order to attempt to make varsity, you had to run at least a 7-minute mile. And so my fastest was 6:24, and I don't think I've ever even gotten close to that ever again.
Did you guys ever have to do the Cooper test? I know that's really big. It was really big when I was at SMU. Like the men's soccer team, I know would always have to do it. It's how far you can run in 12 minutes.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and so I've heard that is like a test that at least a lot of like soccer teams will use. And so yeah, it's like they're wanting you to run as fast as you can for as far as you can in 12 minutes. And so I've heard that like they want you to be able to hit like 2 miles in 12 minutes or close to it or something like that.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, hell no. Oh, no, that's not happening. No, we had to do where we would go, you'd have to do a 5K from Plano East. So you'd go down around Bob Woodger Park and come back. And you'd have to do that in 25 minutes, like max. And so the coach would like follow with his car.
Sure.
And yeah, but like other than that, no, God, no. If someone told me to run as fast as I could for 12 minutes, I'm not getting that far now. It would be bad.
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh God. But no, those athletes that do run, I mean, they're amazing. It's insane what they can do.
It's crazy. Just like, it's like I was telling Cody this the other day, we were talking about like skiing and snowboarding and stuff, but it's like, I want to see regular people next to the pros so you can really appreciate like how fast and how incredible they are. That was like, we were snowboarding the other day and, you know, I saw these guys, they're like going really fast down the hill and they're going off the rails and the jumps and everything. I'm like, I want to see like Shaun White next to these guys, because I'm like, they're impressive to me, but I know that there's like so much better out there, but I want to see it in real time. Shaun White next to these guys who I think are clearly better than me, but I'm like, how much better is Shaun White than these people?
Heck yeah. That would be amazing. Oh my God. Oh, next up we had NBA trade deadline. Did you get to see any of it?
I saw was it Andrew Wiggins was a big trade? Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah. And Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler, big trade. Those were the only ones that I think I really paid attention to or saw that were like getting big attention.
Yeah, I will say that honestly, after having Luka and then Jimmy Butler, those were the main ones. Like all the other ones they were big, like if you care for like the Lakers, like trying to
Sure.
get Mark Williams or different ones, but like it wasn't like as big as like there wasn't multiple blockbuster deals, I think, because like you had Luca happen and then you had Jimmy Butler and it's like that's it. Like there
Yeah.
was there couldn't be anything more exciting.
Right.
But
They're like, okay, this grabbed everybody's attention. Anything else is just kind of off to the side
it's
now.
all done now. But yeah, no, having but I will say though that the Lakers they were going to get Mark Williams from the Hornets, and so it happened like a few hours ahead of the trade deadline on Thursday, and then yesterday the news comes out that the trade has been rescinded because Mark Williams failed his physical. So now the Lakers are without a center
Good.
after going for Luca and getting him and saying we're going to win now.
Wow.
And so we'll see how they do.
I did see, I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday or the day before when Anthony Davis and Luca played their first games for their respective teams, or at least Anthony Davis did. Did Luca play?
Anthony Davis did. No, he plays
No.
Monday now. He was
Oh,
supposed
okay.
to, but yeah, he'll
Yeah,
play
I saw
Monday
Anthony
now.
Davis played and then got out, like left the game early because he was injured. I was like, oh, great. That's what you want
Spot
from
on.
this guy that you just got to make a whole like big deal about we're getting this big guy, we're playing defense, all this kind of stuff. And I feel like he had a really big offensive game.
Yeah, huge offensive game.
And I was
Yeah.
like, I thought we were playing defense here.
Yeah. They're like, no, you're actually going to do the opposite of what we got you for. And then we want you to get injured right at the end.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a lower body injury, like non-contact.
Sure.
Like, of course. I mean, the dude is, 30. He's old as shit. He's 32. I mean, what
32 and a big guy.
and a
So-
big, yeah, huge, yeah. And so he's going to get injured way more often. But I will say Oklahoma City, Chet Holmgren is back, which is good. So
That's
we're
good.
looking actually really good. Happy. We're a complete team now.
That's good. When is the NBA is doing like an all-star break? Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha. Is that
Yeah.
coming up soon?
It's in 2 weeks. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. So that'll be exciting. Heck yeah. It'll be big time. And it'll be cool. Cade Cunningham from OSU, he got selected for the All-Star game and the 3-point contest.
Oh, there you
So
go.
that's big time. But he has a sprained ankle right now, so hopefully he recovers in time.
He'll probably be fine for the 3-point contest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe not the game though.
I mean, not the game. Yeah. Heck yeah. And then next up, one of the coolest things happening soon, the Four Nations face-off.
Yes, kind of in line with like all-star break talk. Instead of the all-star break this year, the NHL is doing what they're calling the Four Nations face-off, which is US, Canada, Sweden, and Finland are facing off in this like 4-team tournament instead of doing the all-star break, which is really cool. They like drafted their teams, like the Canadian organization, Sweden, Finland, US, whatever, each drafted their teams from the league, picked their players. I think it's 23 players per team. And they start February 12th, so Wednesday, I believe, February 12th
Yeah.
through the 20th. A majority of the games are being played in Montreal, but then they're finishing up in Boston for the finals. So that should be really interesting to watch. Should be pretty cool. I'm sure there's some people who are like upset that it's like only these four nations, but they are like four of the biggest in the NHL, especially right now. I feel like Sweden and Finland they have so many players in the league, and they're like players who make a really big name for themselves. Like I know, like with the Stars, Finland has a big like tie-in with the Stars. Like they went to Finland, played a game or two games there, and it was like a really big deal. They had a huge crowd because some of the like main players on the Stars are Finnish, and so I remember this was like towards the beginning of the season. Like they went there, and then the players from Finland were kind of like giving the team a tour like around Finland and be like, we're gonna do these fun things, like this is how you're gonna experience Finland and all that kind of stuff. So
That's
I
awesome.
think it's gonna be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah. No, that'd be so fun. Who do you think's going to actually win it?
Probably not America, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, Canada could. I feel like it's like so interesting when you see like the NHL versus when you come to like the like Olympics and stuff like that, because you see Canada as so powerful when it comes to like Olympic hockey or just Team Canada in general. But then, like, in the NHL, Canadian teams
Haven't
have
been
not
good
been
in
doing
years.
well. It's like,
Years.
it's been a long time since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. So it's just kind of funny how when Canada, like, comes together and is playing for Canada, they tend to be successful. But when you spread them out amongst the entire NHL, they don't do so good.
It's pretty insane.
But I was like, yeah, my guess is USA will not win. You never know. But because they do have Jake Ottinger
Yep.
as one of their goalies,
Heck
I'm
yeah.
assuming he's their starting goalie because
Yeah.
they showed his cool helmet that you sent me.
Yeah.
With the otter dressed up as the Statue of Liberty, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So I was like, since he got a special helmet, he's probably the starting goalie.
Mhm.
And how can you not? I mean, it's Jake Ottinger.
I mean, he's the best.
Yeah. But I think it would be really cool if Finland or Sweden won.
Yes. Yeah. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, I kind of agree with you where it's like I feel like Canada will probably take over, but it'll be between like Canada and Finland or Canada and Sweden, but not the USA.
What sucks though is like Miro Heiskanen was supposed to be playing for Finland, got hurt, so they lose him. He's a big defender. I saw that Quinn Hughes probably isn't playing, and I can't remember if he's Canada or US. I think he's US.
Yeah, US, yeah.
US. But he's been out for like 4 games now, so they don't think he's going to be playing in the face-off. So that kind of sucks when you're getting these injuries like so close to it. And yeah, I know some people probably don't care. Like when it comes to the All-Star break, they're like, it's a break. Like it's just for show. It's for fun. Like it doesn't really matter. But when you get something like this, where it's like the 4 nations, where you're kind of like representing your home country, I think it probably means more to the guys. Just like the Olympics are, the Olympics don't necessarily matter to some people, especially when you have something like the NHL where they really care about the Stanley Cup as opposed to like an Olympic medal.
Yeah.
But I think it sucks, when these guys get hurt and now they're potentially looking forward to this, being able to play with their country, be able to play with the guys that they potentially grew up playing with or get to play only with every 4 years at the Olympics. Now they get to play with them again, and now they're hurt and they don't get to. So
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you there. I mean, I think the Olympics is such a big deal, but like kind of like you said, like we're in NHL season right now, so to have the 4 nations, it's putting more emphasis on it, and so it's like, okay, like this is really really cool. Like you get to actually represent your own country. Sorry to Russia, but like
yeah, I think that was one of the teams I was seeing comments were like, I think you're forgetting another team that's making like
and it's like
a big name for themselves. We're good.
Like sorry, can't. 20 years ago would have happened,
maybe,
but not anymore.
I think we're good right now.
Ovechkin gets to go take a nice vacation. He'll be good.
Right. He'll be fine.
Heck yeah. But any other exciting news going on in the world of sports?
I'm trying to think. I saw something about, so there's a new track league that's starting. So it's run by Michael Johnson. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's Grand Slam track is what it's going to be called. And so they already had this other track league. It's called the Diamond League. And it's where they go to these big, like they have big events throughout the year. And like, this is a Diamond League event and this is a Diamond League event. And so like they'll televise it usually on like Flow Track or something like that. Something where you have to pay for it or whatever. But Michael Johnson, who was a former Olympic medalist, he's a sprinter, really big in the world of track and field. And he created a new league called Grand Slam Track. And it is starting this year, I think soon, like in the next month or 2. And they're hosting these big meets. They're doing 3-day meets, which is different than the Diamond League. I think it was usually only like 1, maybe 2 days. But Grand Slam is doing 3-day meets, which I've heard people are like, I wonder how that's going to go. Like, how are you going to drag a track meet out for 3 days? Yeah. But it is supposed to be like, there's a lot more money in it. People are like, they were releasing different names of like, oh, this person has signed to participate in Grand Slam track. So it's like a whole contract that they're doing where they're getting paid to like be part of it. And then I think they're also getting paid when they win. But those are going to be televised on NBC and Peacock. So it's going to be like a lot more accessible, for us to watch. And I think they're all hosted in the US. Maybe they released the locations the other day, and from what I remember, either all or the majority are in the US, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah, that's
that'll
awesome.
that'll be good to watch. Just kind of gives, because they're just trying to grow the sport of track and field. You know, people pay attention during the Olympics, but that's only every 4 years. They have world championships every 2 years. So now they're just trying to kind of make it more people pay attention to it year round, because these athletes are competing and practicing year round, and not just every 4 years like most people pay attention to. So
Yeah, I love that.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
you got
Awesome.
anything?
No, other than that, other than the Super Bowl today, I mean, focused on that mainly today, and then from now on it'll be basketball, hockey, all of the different sports.
Yep. The WLL is starting they're starting their season, but it's the championship series is starting on Tuesday. It's going to be a different format than like regular lacrosse. They're doing sixes. So it's a lot more fast paced. I think it's going to get a little bit more attention. It's just like we're starting this, like, see what we can do. And then they'll transition into like more of their regular season, I think, throughout the summer and stuff. But yeah, so that
Nice.
starts on Tuesday. I think it's all on ESPN, ESPN
yeah.
Plus. So that should be cool to
I'll have to
watch.
check that out. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely watch some sixes. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot faster. I think it's like 8-minute quarters or
Nice.
something like that. So should be cool. Fast paced, a lot of scoring.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely. Heck yeah. No, it'll be awesome. And we got
Yeah.
a lot of fun sports coming up. I know softball just started
Yeah.
and baseball's coming up. So we got a lot of good stuff coming, and we'll be talking all about it.
For sure.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Awesome. Alrighty. Well, let's go see how the Super Bowl goes, and then we'll be back next week with a long, fun report.
Yep. I'm really just here for the food and the commercials.
Hey,
Maybe an injury.
Yeah, I'm down. Heck yeah, fly Eagles fly.
Oh, okay. I don't know about all that.
All right.
All right.
See y'all next week.
See ya.
Bye.